Good day, children. So now we move on to the second part of the lesson, A Truly Beautiful Mind. Now, in the first part, we saw about Albert Einstein's youth. You know how he didn't. He dropped out of school at the age of 15, but then he ventured to Switzerland and he studied there, and how he fell in love with his fellow student who was Mileva Maric, a young Serb, and at the age of 21 he was unemployed after graduation, but and he worked up as a teaching assistant and he gave private lessons, and it was in 1902 that he secured the job of a technical expert in the patent office in Bern, and he also created the theory of relativity, which is E is equal to mc square, and he beautifully gives us an explanation of or an understanding of what is E is equal to mc square. So in simple words, he said how if you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it will seem like 2 minutes for you, but on the other hand, if you try to sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it will seem like 2 hours. So that is relativity. So that's how a person would feel the timing differently. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Mileva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was bothered by Mileva's intelligence. "She is a book like you," his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. So, though Einstein was trying to solve the complicated problems in physics, while he was trying to solve the complicated problems in physics for the whole world, his personal life, private life, his personal life was actually unraveling, or it was starting to fail. Okay, it started becoming problematic and he started to fail in his personal life. He wanted to marry Mileva Maric soon after he finished his studies, but his mother, Pauline Einstein, who was against this, because Pauline thought that Mileva Maric, who was 3 years elder to Albert Einstein, was too old for him, and she thought that Mileva was very intelligent to be a wife, and said that or told Einstein that Mileva was also like a book and was similar to him, and therefore his mother was against the marriage, that he cancelled his wedding with Mileva. The couple was finally married in the year 1903 and they had 2 sons, but after a few years their marriage faltered, or it became weak, and the marriage failed. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons, but a few years later the marriage faltered. Mileva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. And as Mileva Maric was a very intelligent woman, and being a housewife, she could not cope up with her ambitions. She could not follow her ambitions because of being a housewife. So since she could not fulfill her ambitions, she started becoming very unhappy. And Mileva was unhappy from this marriage, that she could not fulfill her career dreams. And finally, in the year 1990, after a long fighting, after constant fighting, they finally separated or got divorced in 1919, and Einstein went on to marry a second time, and he married his cousin Elsa. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to the world fame. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. So, at the time Einstein married Elsa, another incident coincided. It was Einstein's rise to world fame. He became world famous and everyone acknowledged him as a great scientist. In the year 1915, he published one more paper which was based on the general theory of relativity, which gave a new interpretation to gravity. Now, in the year 1919, there was a solar eclipse which proved that Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity was correct. Okay, and he had calculated in the year 1915 that in the year 1919 there would be a solar eclipse, and due to this the position of the stars would change to some extent, and his calculation was very accurate. So it was announced that Albert Einstein's work was a scientific revolution, and he said how light from fixed stars, that is certain stars which have a specific place, that position will change, will be deflected or change direction because it hit something. So it will change position due to the gravitational field of the sun. Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics in the year 1921, and he was showered with honors and invitations from worldwide, and he was lauded, or he was appreciated by the praised by the press. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So, when in 1933, when Germany came under the power of Nazis, if you remember the famous Nazi ruler Adolf Hitler, at that time Einstein left Germany and he shifted to United States of America forever. And after 5 years, the Germans discovered the process of nuclear fission, that is the process through which nuclear bombs or atomic bombs are made, and this process was prepared in Berlin. So because of this, what happened, all the physicists in America were upset as they feared the misuse of the technology. Had American physicists in an uproar. Uproar means very upset. So all the physicists who were in America were very upset because they feared that this discovery of nuclear fission can lead to misuse of technology. And many of them, many scientists escaped to America because of fascism. Now, fascism was a dictatorial concept which was started in Europe from Italy by the rule of Benito Mussolini. Now, Mussolini had started fascism, which is a dictatorship, that is one person will dictate the rules and the others had to blindly follow. There is no way you could oppose the dictator. So the dictator would set the rules and you have to follow it whether you like it or not. You will have to follow the concept or the rules of the dictator. And so this was initially begun in Italy by Benito Mussolini, and he started fascism. And here again, with the coming in of Adolf Hitler, again as we know, who was a greatest dictator, the scientists had to escape to America because of fascism coming to reign in Germany. And all the scientists were afraid that these Nazis could misuse the atomic bomb. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939 in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. So Albert Einstein was requested by a colleague, and so he wrote a letter to the President of America, Franklin D. Roosevelt, on 2nd August 1939. And in his letter, he warned Roosevelt that atomic bomb which was developed by Germany was very powerful, and if one of these bombs exploded on any port, port is a harbor, it would not only destroy that area, but it will also destroy the surrounding territory. So this shows Einstein's humanitarian quality. He wanted good for the people, he wanted peace in the world, and this is a reason why he wrote his concern to the President of America and warned him. But his letter had an impact. His letter definitely had an impact on Franklin D. Roosevelt. And what the Americans did was they developed the atomic bomb secretly and they dropped it on two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If you remember the historical event of atomic bomb being dropped at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the Americans secretly developed that even before the Germans could develop it and use it. The Germans, even though they had developed the atomic bomb, they did not use it on any country. All the scientists were afraid that Germans might use this atomic bomb on other nations, but they did not use it. Whereas America, who secretly developed the atomic bomb as a secret project, they dropped it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and we still know, and we know the effects are still there even after so many years. The effect of the atomic bomb still prevails in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. In it he proposed the formation of a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So, Einstein was, quite shaken by the kind of destruction which took place, and this time he wrote a public missive, or a missive is an official, long and official letter. So he wrote an official letter to the United Nations organization, and he proposed to form a world government. But this letter did not bear any fruit, unlike the one he had sent to Roosevelt. So for another 10 years, Albert Einstein was involved in world peace. He was involved in politics, and his agenda was to stop the countries involved in collecting arms and develop weapons. And he wanted to stop those countries who were involved in collecting arms and developing weapons. And he campaigned for world peace and democracy. His main agenda was world peace and freedom of people. Einstein, he could foresee the future. When he died in 1955 at the age of 76, the world celebrated him as a visionary. Visionary is a person who can think about the future in an original and intelligent way. So he was celebrated as a visionary after his death, and he was a world citizen and a scientific genius too. Okay, so I hope you have understood the lesson. Thank you, children.